Hello, in this lesson, can we learn how to form simultaneous equations from word problems? I just picked random questions from GCSE past papers so that we can use them to form the simultaneous equations, and we learn how to form them from word problems. So, can we start with the first question here? It was tested on 2020, and it was question 15. And it says, a cinema sells 100 tickets and child tickets, and one day, 120 tickets were sold. The total amount of money collected was $720. 100 tickets cost $7, and child ticket cost $5. Then you are told to form the two equations so that they be simultaneous equation, of course. So the first step here is just from the first statement. I can see a cinema sells 100 tickets and child tickets. So I already know we have 100 tickets. I can say 100, and then I say 100 tickets. Let us represent them by X. And then we have child tickets, and then I can say, let me represent them by Y. Then I go back to the question, the second statement, which says, on one day, 120 tickets were sold, but we already know the cinema sells 100 and child tickets. So it means then the 100 tickets which were sold on that particular day, plus the child tickets which were sold on that particular day, all of them, the sales for that day became 120. So that becomes our first equation. And becomes our first equation. Then we can continue. You are told the total amount of money collected was $720, but an 100 ticket cost $7. But you see, we already know an 100 ticket is represented by X, but then each 100 ticket costs $7. So if we take the total number of tickets sold for hundreds, we multiply by the cost of each, we will get X multiplied by 7, which becomes 7X. And then you are told a child ticket costs $5. So if I take the total number of tickets for children multiplied by $5, I get the total amount spent on child tickets, which will be 5Y. But then you are told the total amount of money collected was $720. So it means the total amount of money collected for 100 tickets, which was 7X, we got it here, plus the total amount of money collected by selling these child tickets, which was 5Y, all of it total to $720. And that becomes our second equation. So basically, the equations are X plus Y was equals to 120, then 7X plus 5Y is equals to 720. And you have a pair of simultaneous equations. Can we try another one? You are told a shop sells pens and pencils. So up to there, you already know this shop sells pens and pencils. So why can't we say pens? We can represent them by X, and then pencils, we give them Y, like that. Then we go back to the question. I say, you're told 3 pens and 2 pencils cost $2.40. So 3 pens and 2 pencils. So if it is 3 pens, and we know pens are represented by X, then it means 3 by X, which is 3X. X, and then you are told 2 pencils. So 2 pencils, which will be now 2Y, because pencils are represented by Y, but then you are told the total of these 3 pens and 2 pencils, which will be something like this. Their total, 3x plus 2y, the total is $2.40, like that. So this becomes our first equation. But how about the second one? And you are told again 5 pens and 4 pencils. So we can go back. We already know pens are represented by X. So 5 pens is 5X. And then we also have 4 pencils. And we know pencils are represented by Y. So 4 by Y. And then you are told the total for this, which is 5 pens, 5X plus 4Y, is equals to $4.40. $4.40. And this becomes our second equation. So basically, it's like this: 3x plus 2y is equals to 2.40. Then 5x plus 4y is equals to 4.40. So you have your system of simultaneous equations. I want you to try question 3 and 4 and see if you understand the logic. Then I'm also going to do question 5. So I'm just leaving the screen for some time so that you can be able to read question 3 and 4. So that I go to question 5. Well, now let's solve question 5. So you are told a store sells oranges and bananas. 7 oranges and 4 bananas cost $6.3. Then 5 oranges and 6 bananas cost $6.10. Then you are told to form the 2 equations. The first thing, we already know we have oranges and bananas. So why can't I say let oranges, let me put a new page. So let oranges be represented by X. So oranges are represented by X, and then bananas are represented by Y. And then you are told 7 oranges and 4 bananas cost $6.30. So 7 oranges, then that would be 7 multiplied by X, which would be 7X. Then 4 bananas, which will be 4 multiplied by Y, which is 4Y. And then you are told the total of these when solved, it becomes $6.30. So the total for this is $6.30. So this becomes our first equation. And then again, you are told 5 oranges and 6 bananas. So 5 oranges, but we already know oranges are represented by X. So 5 oranges will be 5X. Then 6 bananas, it will be 6 by Y, because banana is represented by Y. Then you are told the total for this is, let's see from the question, is $6.10. $6.10. So you have formed the equation, and this is the second one. So as you can see, it's very easy. You first start with assigning unknowns to the if it is a product they sell, you assign amounts to each of the products. Then the next step is to multiply the cost of each of the product. Then you get the total, and you have your first equation, then the second equation. So it is easy to form these equations. If you have any question or there is a place you want clarification, you can comment on the video, ask me any question. I'll try to solve any question you ask me. And bye for now. Let us meet in the next lesson.